You guys all right? You sure okay?
Yeah.
So this is the geographic centre of Australia.
Expedition Australia made it to the middle.
There you have it. See ya.
And that's it. Shimmy.
I got this one.
So we figured, why don't we do a pancake brekkie every morning?
It's all under control.
25 people attend our first pancake breakfast. Okay. So how many pancakes do you make?
I think we're just over 1,700. That's pretty much where we've gotten to with the pancake making.
We had the ultimate compliment the other day from a little girl, didn't she? That she said they would like just like McDonald's pancakes.
See you next time.
We've had a great break at Lake Argyle. We've replenished the bank account, met heaps of people and generally chilled out. But we've got to keep moving and our next stop is Darwin back in the Northern Territory. You can't come to Darwin without a visit to Mindil Beach Sunset Market, which is a real melting pot of Darwin tropical culture. The market runs every Thursday and Sunday evening during the dry season, between April and October. But given the amount of people here, they should be thinking about opening it Friday and Saturday as well. After a diet of basic camp food and pancakes for the last couple of months, we're keen to try something a little bit more exotic.
You ever heard the saying about a curry that burns twice?
Welcome to Darwin.
Darwin, and about 10 years ago our good friend Jackie took us to lunch at this little cafe called Rendezvous Cafe, and it has the best luxes in the world, I reckon, well certainly in Australia. So we're going to go there for lunch today as a bit of a treat for Stevie B, who loves a bit of a luxer. God, I'm devastated. Dear customers, we are currently closed on 14th of August, probably open back on 4th of September. Sorry for any inconvenience it may cause. Absolutely devastating.
Well, sadly we didn't get our luxer, but we've left Darwin now and we're heading up to Garig, Gunak, Barlu National Park, which is on the Cobourg Peninsula. It's the most northern tip of the mainland Northern Territory, and there's only one road in and one road out, which runs through Kakadu National Park and Arnhem Land, which is Aboriginal land.
Behind us here is the East Alligator River, and this is the northern boundary of Kakadu National Park, where it actually crosses over into Arnhem Land. The crossing here is called Kale's Crossing, quite a dangerous crossing. The tide comes right up the East Alligator River and will actually rise up over the crossing, and when it is high you can't cross at all. Today it's fairly low because we've timed it right, but it's one of those things you've got to be careful of if you're coming up this way. Now we're actually on our way through Arnhem Land to Cobourg Peninsula today. The trick to getting to Cobourg is you've got to apply for a permit to get up there, you've got to get a permit to get through Arnhem Land, and you've got to get a permit to be in Cobourg Peninsula. And the reason is they restrict the number of vehicles to about 15 vehicles at any one time. If you are planning to go up there, then make sure you talk to the National Parks and Wildlife at least 3 or 4 months before you plan to be up here. How's the fishing? Any good?
Not yet, but it's getting better.
Where's all the barra?
That's what we're hoping for.
Still in the water. We can't film on the way through Arnhem Land, but we have a permit to film when we get to Cobourg Peninsula later on this afternoon, and we'll touch base again when we get up there. Well, time to turn the camera off. We'll see you when we get there. Well, we made it here to Cobourg Peninsula, Garig, Gunak, Barlu National Park, and this is the campground. We've got these lovely shade shelters here for us to use. It took us about 4.5 to 5 hours to get here from Jabiru and Kakadu. Banteng buffalo. The only population of Banteng buffalo in Australia is actually up here at Cobourg Peninsula. And I have it on good advice, the best time to see them is at night. And head down to the billabong and have a drink and wallow around in the mud and stuff like that. And in the daytime they tend to sort of retreat to the forests and lay low and basically sit out the heat of the day. We'll cruise around the billabong here and see if we can actually see one. There's plenty of sign around, so it must be here somewhere.
This is the billabong out here on the right, so if I'm going to see any, I'm probably going to see them around here. Nothing so far. Here we go. That looks like a Crocs eyes out in the billabong. There he is, cruising along, checking me out. And off he goes. I'll move further around the billabong and see what else I can find. Nothing but spiders. You see how their eyes glow in the light? I'll just have to try again another night. The Cobourg Peninsula is so remote that there are very few people here, and you get a real sense of having the place all to yourself. It's a great place to do some beach combing.
That's okay.
Yeah, we'll keep that one.
That one. It's amazing.
It might be sharp.
Let's go.
Yeah, the size of that.
Ah.
Oh, look. Now you've done your job. Okay.
The claw.
Claw.
Look at that chocolate. Like a big, juicy coconut. Is that dead? Go on, pick it up. I want to hurt you. It's just dead. Okay. Okay.
We've come back to camp to find a lot of smoke blowing over, which is starting to become a worry.
There's a bushfire in the area. Very smoky. It's very windy. It's been very windy the last couple of days, and so we have pretty much half packed up. All our clothes are in the car. We could pretty much get up and go, I think, in about 15 minutes flat. So we're just trying to check out where the fire is, because we've just been engulfed with smoke for a while, and now we're just trying to find where is the fire.
The wind's blowing the smoke towards us, but we don't know how far away the fire is, or whether it's actually on this side of the water, because you look over the other side of the bay there, looks like it might be all over the other side. There's land across there, it's all covered in smoke.
Water.
Oh, that's just a bay there, you can actually see the land up that end. The sky's clear up this way, and then the smoke's very thick right across the bay there, and you can see a definite line of the smoke. So it's like the fire's right across in front of us over the other side of the bay. The smoke's just coming over this way. There's on the map here, we're camped over here, the fire's over here. It's all coming, all the smoke's coming straight across here. This is the bay that we can see out here next to us. So the smoke's all basically just blowing straight across there. So to us, down the camp, it looked like the fire was here, coming towards us. But in fact, it's over the other side of the bay.
Doesn't look like the fire is close at this stage, but we're going to have to keep an eye on it. So this is the Billabong where I was looking for Banteng last night. They're definitely around because the ground's all ripped up. No doubt wild pigs have contributed to that as well. The Garig store sells a few essential supplies, and they also run boat trips out to Victoria Settlement, which we're going to head out and see tomorrow. We're up before dawn today to go on the boat cruise to see Victoria Settlement. Looks like the bushfire's still going strong. Thankfully that's their boat, not ours.
It's going without us.
From the boat ramp at Black Point, it's a fairly quick 25-kilometre boat ride through the Bay of Port Essington to the settlement site. The guide's dropped us off on the beach and is mooring the boat a couple of hundred metres offshore, I presume in case the tide goes out. It seems hard to understand why the British would want to build a colony in such a remote, inaccessible region, but back in the early 1800s, they were concerned that the Dutch and the French, who were trading in Asia only a few hundred kilometres to the north, would try to get a foothold on the Australian continent. Victoria Settlement was one of the first colonies established in Australia. After two other failed attempts to build colonies at Fort Dundas on Melville Island and Fort Wellington to the east of here, Victoria Settlement was established in 1838 in typical British colonial style. This was their magazine where they stored ammunitions and explosives. The way it's built, I'm sure it'll still be here in a couple of hundred years.
One tiny toe in the rock there.
The first commander of the settlement was Gordon Bremer, and by all accounts, the morale here was pretty high, but it's easy to imagine the conditions being very hard going. No doubt the fireplaces still standing from these married quarters would have been used more for cooking than heating, because it really never gets cold in this tropical environment. This building was the hospital kitchen, and they would have been pretty busy here treating cases of dysentery and diarrhoea, influenza, scurvy and malaria, and without the drugs and the levels of hygiene that we have today. After 7 years of hard work trying to build this settlement, progress had pretty much ceased. Resupplies were few and far between, and the settlers weren't able to live self-sufficiently off the land. With the long periods of isolation, the oppressive conditions and the increasing death toll from fever and disease, the settlement was abandoned in 1849, 11 years after it was established. Okay, so our guides paddled back out to the boat on his paddleboard and left us to wade out to meet him.
So what happens now?
We have to walk out to the boat and hope like Christ that there's not a frigging crocodile hanging around. Very comfortable.
These waters are home to plenty of saltwater crocodiles who could literally be right in front of you in the murky water and you wouldn't know. Mind you, we haven't told the girls that.
Yeah.
Thankfully no crocs this time.
I'll get a couple of you guys to stand up the front still. Maybe. If we go slow, we're going to get even more wet.
Finally the treatment you've been saying you deserve all along.
How many years?
Well, I don't know if you can hear that wind or not, but it is absolutely relentless. And we've been out at Cobourg for about 5 days now, and it's been blowing a gale pretty much the whole time we've been here. Poor little boat's been sitting there for days now waiting to get out in the sea, and we're desperate to get it out there and do a bit of fishing and really do some exploring, because that's, you know, the main reason why you come to Cobourg is to get out in the water and have a good look around.
I'm still hoping to film some Banteng buffalo while I'm here.
That's the billabong down there. Get the spotlight out and see what we can see.
I can hear a wild pig out here. Sounds like it's around the other side of the car. There it is. There's another one. I pulled up in a herd of the things. And just like that, they're gone. And still no Banteng to be seen. The wind's dropped today, so we're heading down to see if the sea's calm enough to put the boat in. This is the spot I saw the pigs last night. You can see their tracks and my tyre tracks where they walked around the other side of the car. This is one of their well-used tracks through the reeds here. This is the real problem with wild pigs. They rip up the ground around the billabongs and wetlands looking for food. Finally, some calm water to put the boat in.
Look at that, eh? Haven't even left the boat ramp, we've already found some wildlife. Savannah can hold it. Just make sure it doesn't use its fangs to bite your hand.
What are fangs?
They're those big jaws it's got in the middle of it. Whatever you do, don't put it on your lap, will you?
Why?
The water's about a foot deep. We're still getting over it. The tide's coming in, so it'll be deeper when we come back. Alright, we'll head off around to Black Point and see what we can find, eh?
Okay.
Look how low the tide is, all these rocks. See if we can find a crocodile. It's getting pretty shallow up here. Bit of a maze this. Big one there, look at that.
One right there, right there, right there. Middle going over there, I think, see?
There.
Check out the size of that stingray.
Like that wide.
Yeah.
At least a good metre wide. It's stuck in the sand. Too busy looking at stingrays to follow actually where we were going.
Oh my god!
Well, no fish today, but if the water stays calm, we're going to give it a red hot go tomorrow. The old campground shower's pretty basic, but we've got it all to ourselves, so we're not complaining.
How's the shower?
Oh, beautiful.
Is it cold?
It's not hot water, but it's certainly not cold.
I always have the first shower, so I get the warmest part.
Oh, is it warmer at the start then?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay, next. Yeah, no, it's good. Fantastic. Bloody ripper, mate.
You beauty.
Double down. Hey.
Today looks like being a calm day on the water like yesterday, so we're out early this morning on a mission to catch a fish or two and cook them up on the beach for lunch. We're heading down to Cayman Creek, where we should be able to get out to Port Essington. We're launching the boat into Cayman Creek, which is a tidal estuary, so the water level will drop as the tide goes out.
A bit easier than I thought it was going to be.
Once we get out into the bay, we won't be able to get back into here until later this afternoon when the tide comes back.
We're going from the river out to the sea because the tide's going out quite quickly, and we don't want to be stuck in the river all day. If we're stuck out here, it doesn't matter because we can pull up the beach and have lunch and stuff like that, do some fishing. Later on when the tide comes in, we'll come in and have a look up the river before we pull the boat out at the end of the day. It's only about 2 feet deep here.
Tell me what you saw floating down the river back there.
I saw 2 of them actually.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I only saw one of them, so.
There were these big long logs, probably about 4 metres long. Sort of a funny knobbly shaped bit at one end and a sort of a tail looking thing at the other.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were.
While I was launching the boat, 2 huge crocodiles floated past down the river and out into the bay where we are now. I just wish I'd had the camera running. There's some seriously big crocs in these waters, and we're only just across the bay from where we had to wade 200 metres through the murky water a couple of days ago. Now Jen with her eagle eyes has just spotted a croc in the water near the beach over here. That's him there sticking his head up to take a closer look at us.
Crocodile now.
Looks like he was doing some sunbathing until we came along.
I catch nothing.
We'll keep trying though.
And you broke my other fishing rod, so I got a bigger one
We
now.
weren't going to talk about that.
Pardon?
We weren't going to talk about that.
What are we going to talk about?
We're going to pretend that didn't happen. I had a nice bite earlier on, it got stuck on the line, but then the line broke, didn't it?
Yeah.
That must have been a big one.
Maybe it was snapper.
Yeah, maybe. Snap the line. Snack time.
Mommy.
Here we go.
Jeepers. Creepers.
Where?
Right there. Look.
See? Woo!
Net.
Net, put in there.
Hold the net. Hold
Off the net, Savannah.
Hold it in the water.
See, I think.
I'm going to bring him towards the side of the net, Savannah. As soon as he gets up there, you're going to slip the net underneath him, alright?
Okay.
Just water that, just water.
Just water. It's just.
You do it!
Daddy can't do everything, sweetie.
Run!
Sweetie, just get the net under the fish, alright?
I'm trying to!
Just water, put it in the water belt, that's it. That's it. Yep, net underneath him.
Savannah, don't be scared, it's just a fish, alright?
Water. Leave it in the water, that's it.
Leave it in the water. Okay, right. Okay, that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Whoa! Look at that! So what is it?
It's a fish.
I finally caught one. It's a big one.
Is that a snapper? It's got the...
It might be related to a snapper. I don't know.
Dad, are we gonna have it?
That's lunch.
Good job there, Daddy.
Oh, good job, Savannah. It was all network that did it.
yeah. All of that fearless network that was going on.
So Savannah's had one solid bite and ripped her hook off, and one now caught. And I haven't had a single bite of mine yet.
I
Is that right?
win.
Hey, the day's not over then, young girl.
Well, there's nothing like fresh fish, so let's head into shore and cook it up for lunch. Nice little bushfire burning away down the beach there.
Shoot.
Right, we'll cook it up and see how it looks, eh? Pretty good.
I think this little hermit crab's worried about being next on the menu.
Look at that.
Did you want sand on your plate as well, or should we get rid of that?
No.
We observe the strictest hygiene routines here at Cobourg Outdoor Kitchen.
Very good.
Yeah, it's alright.
Very tasty.
Good girl.
What better way to finish a perfect day than with a perfect sunset? It's our last day at Cobourg and we finally caught a fish. All I have to do now is film some Banteng buffalo and I'll be happy. I'll head out early tomorrow morning before we pack up camp and have one more look. Well, it's still pretty dark, but I finally found some Banteng. They're out there on the plains. I'll stay with them and get a better shot when the sun rises. There's some through there. Sounds like there's one just behind these bushes. There he is. Oh, keep going, keep going, keep going. Check out the white legs and backside. They really look different from any other buffalo. These Banteng buffalo are actually the descendants of the herd brought here by the settlers at Victoria Settlement. They were originally imported from Barlu and have been running wild here for the past 160 odd years.
Finally got to see some Banteng. It's only taken a week to catch up with some. A few early morning starts, it's been all worthwhile. I don't know what was different about this morning to the other mornings, but there was a few around today, so on the last day here we finally get them. And the best part is we get to view this amazing sunrise.
I guess we'll just close the vents and drive through it, eh? Out of the way there, lizard. We're on the way out of the national park now and having to drive through the bushfire we've been seeing for the past few days. Alright, hold your breath. After a week in the wilderness, we're just going to make a quick stop in Jabiru to recharge our batteries. And while the girls are hanging out by the pool, I'm going to check out the spectacular yellow waters in Kakadu National Park. This wetland called Yellow Water is at the end of Cayman Creek, which is a tributary of the South Alligator River, and it's definitely one of the jewels in the crown of Kakadu National Park. a great chance to get up close to some seriously big crocs. I've never seen more wildlife concentrated in one place. It's just amazing.
One of our favourite places on the Stewart Highway is Mataranka, and they have these amazing thermal pools which we're about to see. And you wouldn't drive past here without stopping in here, at least to spend one night. We're a little bit excited.
The thermal springs here at Mataranka run continuously all year round, and it's a great place for a soak in the warm spring water.
Nearly pulled Daddy in there.
No, it's so warm.
It is lovely and warm, isn't it? Can you go for a swim?
Where
I'll go in a minute. I'm just going to acclimatise. She's in a bath.
It's time to turn east now and make the long push on up to the tip of Cape York. We're racing the weather now because the wet season could hit any time, and if we aren't back down from the tip by the time it hits and the roads get closed, we could be stranded up there for months. It's now been a year since we started our big lap, and we've come a long way from our clumsy beginnings. We can now do a basic setup in about 20 minutes and be packed up and away within about an hour.
You're going to have a look at Sarah, because every time she does her snapping, which is her cutting, she does this, she goes... It's very funny. I cannot not laugh when I see her do it, because it's so funny. She doesn't know that she's doing it, of course, but it's almost as funny as when Steve used to feed Sarah. He'd go... I used to laugh at that too. Got about 400 and something k's to go today. So we want to make lunch a quick affair, not some elongated hour-long thing. We're doing sandwiches that the girls can eat in the car, so we can just have quick stretchy breaks, and that's about it. Big day, it's about 400 k's I think.
Yeah?
On my adding up in my head calculation, could really be 704 from and it's all dirt roads as well. So.
Better get used to it, eh?
Despite the fact that we're under pressure to get to the tip of Cape York, we still want to stop in at Laurn National Park, which we've heard is absolutely magnificent. We're following the Savannah Way, which is a series of roads that connects Broome in Western Australia to Cairns in Queensland. After a long day of driving and a quick overnight stop at Barlu, we're pressing on into Queensland today and Hells Gate Roadhouse, which is at the doorstep to Laurn Hill National Park. I'm actually surprised at how rough this road is. Everyone talks about the Good River Road and the Tanami, but this is the roughest road we've been on so far. We do thousands of kilometres of rough roads like we have, and it's inevitable you're going to get a flat tyre sooner or later. And today's the day for us. I've managed to find where the leak is. It's actually got a rivet stuck in the top of the tyre.
See it there? It's stuck in. If I move it around, hear the air coming out.
Yeah, you can hear the air.
Now we've got this puncture kit here from Bushranger. The idea of it is to basically fix a tyre on the rim when you get that kind of nails type puncture that we've got there. The idea is you clean it out with this sort of reaming tool here.
How do you clean it out?
The hole needs to be big enough to be able to get the next piece through, which pushes the plug in. I think we've done that now. We'll pull it out. The idea is that we use one of these plugs. Just thread that like thread the needle, see? Squeeze the glue over the hole. And then we're going to get this one in there. Like that. And once you've got it in there, you pull it back out again, creates a plug. And we let that dry for a while, and then we cut it off down to here using a little knife. Theoretically, we plug the hole. So I'll give it 10 minutes to dry and then we'll pump it up and see if it holds.
Yeah, so you know what it's all about.
That's about it. It's not leaking. So we'll get it out in the road and see how it goes now. Certainly was the easy way to do it.
I understand.
Our friend Anita had such a great time with us on the west coast that she's been planning to join us again for some more adventure on our way up to Cape York.
Well, you know, keep us posted and we'll go from there. Anita's mum is in fairly late stages of cancer. And it's unlikely she'll last another couple of weeks. And so Anita won't be joining us as planned, but she's the sooner the minute that she can do, she will do. So whether she joins us, somewhere coming down the Cape or you know, Cairns or something, but you know, she's desperate for a break and keen to have a bit of a time out from this pretty full-on time for her. So. Yeah, so she's not in a good way. It's times like this, you need to be with your best mate, and it's hard not being there for her.
We're about 30 k's down the road, so let's see how our tyre patch is holding on. Beautiful.
We're heading into Lawn Hill National Park and taking a shortcut through Lawn Hill Station.
Not meant to be smoke coming out of here. That's bad. Felt like the tyre was flat and I'm thinking that plug had come out, but it hasn't. And the cup's gone, which means it might have gotten so hot that it's melted and fallen off. It could be brake fluids all come out, because the brake's got very spongy as well. These things always happen when you're out in the middle of nowhere, don't they? 4 o'clock, we've got about 3 hours of daylight. So we'll pull over, we'll find a shady spot down here, we'll pull over and I'll get the wheel off and we'll have a look.
Okay.
See if we can sort it out.
Ooh.
It's not good. Disc is really scratched. Like really scratched.
So where's the grease coming from?
It looks like it's coming out in here. Like it's dripping out of here and then, you know, landing on the wheels going around.
So you're thinking it's the wheel bearing, Steve?
Yeah. Because the smoke was coming out around the axle. ruined the disc. Look at that. Oh no, look.
Oh my god, what's that?
That's probably what used to be a wheel bearing. I don't think they're meant to look like this.
No. So it looks like we're camping here tonight then.
We're not going anywhere today, that's for sure.
Look at those rippling muscles. Rippling. Well, this is home for the night.
This whole entire assembly is going to need to be replaced. How are you? We've had better days. Look at that. That's a bearing housing. This is damaged quite badly in here.
Could have been worse places to get stuck.
You and I are now a week behind schedule. Now this one's broken.
Casualties of Canberra trailers going up to Cap York. Any idea how freaky it is doing that? There's all these noises going on around you. Sure is windy at the top of Australia here.
Poisonous snake.
You ready?